Freedom Dad here, guys, outside Lang Court Hotel with Mr. Glenn Kane. So another day, another court case, and how long's this been going on for?
This has been going on 15 months now.
15 months, and bail conditions.
Yes, I'm out in bail conditions. I've signed on bail once a week and I have to go around to the Musgrave Street Police Station now to sign bail.
And we, as you have some of you might know, this is because of memorabilia from back in the day, the paramilitary days. All sorts of all organisations, all bits and pieces of different things handed down by different people, and a book and that was read by a pastor, and the pastor hasn't been arrested, but Glenn's going through this. Tell me, Glenn, what did they come and arrest you for originally?
What it was, the police came to my house. There were 6 police jeeps and one paramilitary crime task force van, 30 police officers with border suits and baseball hats, TSG, and the police said to me in the barracks that I was directing the far-right race riots and rallies, which it wasn't. The reason because I was arrested because of my past membership of the British National Party.
Right, so, Glenn, what I'm trying to say is the police came after the Sunday World done a hit piece on you.
Yes, my picture was in front of the Sunday World newspaper. It says sectarian killer Glenn Kane at the far-right rally down Belfast City Centre, and I said about my BNP boss, past and everything like that.
So, and then the police came to arrest you on to do with what went on in the city centre last year.
Yes, what it was, I was down, so they all started marching in the Botanic area, and I just walked along with it, but it wasn't ranting or anything.
Yeah. So that was proved that you weren't ranting.
Yes, I told the police in the barracks, I says, if you would look at your CCTV cameras, you would see that I wasn't ratting and all. I just went out with a crowd.
Just like most people do. Just like as we would do on the 29th if they try flying this Palestinian flag. It's one of them things, isn't it? But what I'm trying to say here is, guys, that they went out to arrest him for one thing and then dug through his house for something and anything. And here we are today. Again, over a year, ridiculous crimes that are just based on who he is, and he's a celebrity in Northern Ireland, believe it or not, in the Protestant Unionist Lawyers community. Everybody knows him. You know, not everybody likes everybody, but everybody knows Glenn. You know what I mean? And he's always in the papers because he was involved in the Troubles back in the day. And as you know, I know Glenn from me being involved in the Troubles back in the day and being in the Crumlin Road prison. And we dug through the walls together and we were on the roof together, you know. So this is who we are. We're just guys that were brought up in Belfast in the Troubles. And this is what we are still going through today. So, Glenn, what's happened today?
Well, see what it was today. I've been told by my solicitor that there's going to be a cultural expert witness going to speak for me in court. He read the book Sand in the Red Hand, which was done by a Protestant minister. And he's going to do a report which will be sent to the PSNI and the Public Prosecution Service within 7 days. And my court cases, my trial is also going to go ahead on the 1st of December. I had 2 other court trials. One court trial called off, second court trial called off. Now this is my 3rd court trial to start. And Mark, I also would like to say, I said to my solicitor today, I'm deeply worried that when the police searched my house, they got a painting. That's what I said before. I knew Lenny Murphy's mother and father, and they got this painting, which was done by Lieutenant Colonel Lenny Murphy. I'm worried about that. Also, my mate, Alan Bucky McCulloch, he was murdered about 20 odd years ago, and his mother gave me a Billy Wright banner at it. It said UFFC company on it, Billy Wright. But she gave it to me when he had been murdered, like, and I just put it inside my house up the cubby hole. I didn't.
Glenn, were you ever in the LVF or the UFF?
No, I was never in the LVF.
Any paramilitary groups at all?
No, Mark, see what it was with me. When I was brought up through the Troubles, I loved the UVF, UDA and Red Hand Commando. They're all same to me. But I was just a supporter of UVF, UDA and Red Hand Commando. But I didn't join.
Yeah, and it's memorabilia from the past. Like we see in what the Republicans do. They have memorabilia as well. I can't imagine, as I've said before, what we would find if we went into some of their houses.
Yes, what it was as well, the police got a UVF flag in my house. It said John Bingham on it. I knew John Bingham very well years ago. I looked up to John Bingham. I looked up to Lieutenant Colonel Lenny Murphy, and it says all our UVF names on it and all. But I'm just a loyalist. I just loved loyalism, all the loyalist paramilitaries.
Yep, and it's but we're at peace now, and we are reaching out to the Catholic community, and the Catholic community are reaching out to us. And there's been a long time since the Good Friday Agreement has been signed, but we see that we are being poked and we are being prodded. But it's not from the Catholic community, is it?
Well, what it is, the Protestants and Catholics deeply worried about the way things is happening now. Sinn Féin, SLP, and the Lands Party, they're like supporting mass immigration into Northern Ireland, and Protestants and Catholics within the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, they're deeply worried the rise of Islam within the UK or Western Europe, UK and Northern Ireland, and probably about 20 or 30 years time, 40 or whatever, we could end up having a war here. The Islamic extremists. I'm just
well, no, I get what you're saying, because you're looking at Birmingham being replaced. We're seeing the things that are going on in England. We're seeing mass men coming out, Muslim men. We got the Muslim Defence League. We have the Muslim Brotherhood. You know, they're organised. They're coming out in mass. They're selling mass online so they can come out mass. Could you imagine us, the right wing guys, who support what we have, unionism and what we've had has grown up going forward, and a Christian country for both Protestants and Catholics to come together peacefully? You know, could you imagine us being out there masked up and coming out the way they're coming out? What would happen to us?
yes. Well, look at me. I wasn't masked up, and I was picked on because of my past membership of the BNP. And what it is, I'm just a concerned father. And later on in life, I worry about my daughters, my son, things like that. Of 3 daughters and 2 sons, like. But I'm just worried what will happen later on in life. And later on in life, my grandchildren could say to me, or whatever, they'll
Look back and say, what did my grandfather do?
yes, they'll say, look, Granda, what did you do with the rise of Islam within the UK and Northern Ireland? I'll just say, look, I joined the British National Party to educate myself in immigration, and I went to rallies against illegal immigration, which it didn't do anything. There's nothing wrong with being a right wing, being worried about mass immigration. We're getting all these attacks all over the United Kingdom. We had Lee Rigby murdered years ago. We got a stabbing done last week of 10 people stabbed, then 3 girls brutally murdered over in Southport. It continues. It happens time after time after time. We're sick of it. And
I just want to say we don't know exactly who's behind and what's behind the attack on the train. We can't confirm that. Everybody is making assumptions, and the way the government behave as well, it is really difficult to work things out. You know what I mean? But I'm going to stop you right there, Glenn, because we've still got an ongoing case. But some of the things that you're saying, I just want my community to know, and anybody listening to this, and the haters. Glenn Kane has been one of the first people in our country to bring awareness to what's going on. You know, way back, how long ago?
well, I joined the BNP during 2004, 2005. I predicted an area on the Upper Shankill Road, G Foreign in the Woodfield. And what it is now, G Foreign's been taken over, plus the streets facing Glenwood Primary School in the Shankill Road, they've been taken over, and people's like sort of raging and all these mass immigration.
Yeah, the feelings in the street. I know what he's saying. He's raging. People are really, really angry. The people in Northern Ireland are really, really angry, especially the people in these areas who's born and bred in these areas and seeing what's happening, while the government say everything's okay, diversity's okay. But what I'm trying to get at is, just because this man was one of the first men to speak up in Northern Ireland and come forward and put his head above the parapet, it doesn't give the papers the excuse to keep slaughtering and bringing up the past like they do with me and all the rest of us in the Protestant Youth and Loyalist community. It is what it is. Whether you like it or not, he's the man who started it. He's the man who started saying out here, there's a problem coming, you know, and he's being prosecuted for it. And this is a political prosecution without a doubt. Glenn Kane, Mr. X, is being prosecuted because he is Glenn Kane. That is all. There's no more to it. And this is what happens in Northern Ireland to our men, while the spotlight never turns around to what goes on in West Belfast with INLA and the intimidation going against the landlords and stuff like that. You know, and there's some serious questions need to be asked about what's going on in the policing and in the justice system behind me right here. I can go on about other people as well, Last thing, Glenn.
Mark, I would like to say, in the political arena, my hero for a few decades has been Brigadier Enoch Paul. He predicted race riots in England, which happened. He predicted these mass immigration, let's say into Leeds, Birmingham, Bradford, everywhere. He predicted race riots that happened. He predicted mass immigration, these ones coming in, taking different parts of England, plus have taken over different parts of Northern Ireland. And what it is,
Well, what did they say about him back then?
well, everybody was behind Brigadier Enoch Paul.
Was he not silenced?
He was silenced by British government. The British government.
Was he not called far right and racist?
Yes, he was called far right racist, but
I think we'll leave it there. I think we've said enough. We've made our point. We aren't far right and racist, right? We're right wing activists who love our country, want to make sure our country's safe in the future. We don't want a Birmingham, and Ballymena doesn't want a Birmingham. And I'm going to be bringing you somebody from Ballymena, and they're going to tell you what's going on in Ballymena and what he's been through, because nobody else is bringing the voices to our men on our streets. You know, the spotlight's coming to our men on our streets by the left-wing papers, but nobody's actually sitting down and talking to our men. It's Freedom that is. Freedom that will tell you who our men truly are and what we're all about and why we're being persecuted so much on the loyalist Protestant Union side of the border in Northern Ireland right now. We're not far right, we're not racist, we're outside Lancashire Court, and we're with Glen Kane, and more will come in the next week. I just want to finish as well that the 7 days prosecution have got to, once they get that paper, that's Glen's lawyer batting it into their side of the court, and it's down to them what they're going to bat back. But this is going to be finished very soon. This man's bail petitions and everything's going to be over because this is a ridiculous thing. I'm Freedom Dad, and God bless.